Guys, check out this spectacular 1998 Buell S1 White Lightning. It was a 1 year only model. If you look at the chart over here that we created, Christian created tonight, the 1998 S1 White Lightning, 2,210 of these rated at 101 horsepower and 90 foot-pound of torque, 1,203 cc's. Now, there were a total of 2,210, but they came in several different colors. White, a lot of them were white. I think most of them were white. They also came in black and silver, so it's estimated under 500 of these were originally produced 27 years ago. This is owned by my friend, Lieutenant Jim Garvey, who came to visit us some time ago to purchase a brand new Buell from us, which he's waiting to get delivered, a Buell Super Touring bike, which will probably come out sometime in December. I just spoke to Bill Melvin today. The Super Cruisers are on track for December delivery. Really excited about that. If you look around, we're the largest Buell dealer in the United States of America. We sell more than anybody else. And this entire dance floor that you see here was chock full of Buells. If you follow the channel and you watch our videos, we've done a lot of Buell videos over the last year. Well, the bad news is they're all sold. The good news is that the 26s are shipping soon, so they'll be coming. And this one here is a really special piece, very near and dear to my heart. I tried to buy it off of Jim originally, and he's from California, originally from the East Coast, and the bike was stored at one of his friend's places on the East Coast here. So he had the bike bought up here by his buddy, and he flew out here to visit us and talk about buying a new Buell, and he left this here and decided to have us go through. It was a typical 27-year-old Buell, had been sitting for a few years. It's got 10,000, just broke 10,000 miles on it, so very low mileage. And he bought it off a friend of his for, you see these online on Craigslist for, in Facebook Marketplace are $4,000, $6,000, $3,000 to $7,000 for one that's been sitting. But if you look at the completed listings on Meekum or Bring a Trailer, you can see that in our completed listings and the ones we've sold that were fully sorted and gone through, they're going up in value. One sold at Meekum earlier this year for $13,000. One sold on Bring a Trailer for, I think it was $8,800. We sold several in the $9,000 to $11,000 range, so they're starting to go back up in value. That's substantially more than they cost new. One, it's a really rare exclusive piece. They only made 2,200 of them almost 30 years ago. Most of those were thrashed and trashed. A lot of them were shipped overseas. About half of them were shipped overseas. So in the United States, if we're lucky, it might have been 1,100 of them back then. So how many, and maybe 500 of these. So let's say 250 of these stayed in the States. How many of them are still in nice shape? I don't know. But Jim had a attachment to the bike, didn't want to sell it to me, asked us to go right through it. I'll go over the work order with you in a second, and we did. But when the bike came to us, it was already pretty much pimped out. Right from the factory, it came with these Performance Machine chicane wheels. I was talking to the guy from Performance Machine. I brought my FXR to their booth a couple years ago and said, hey, these chicanes, can you still get them? No, we don't make them anymore. He goes, those are extremely valuable wheel sets. So what are they worth? He goes, well, a set of those is worth about $5,000. I was like, wow, that was good to hear. These are very high quality, made in America, aluminum. Rims came right from the factory. That came with the WP. They used to call it white power. Now they've toned it down to WP for political reasons. WP fork with these massive triple clamps and the WP shot underneath the engine. And if you look closely at the design of the bike, it's definitely very minimalistic. I don't know if the Ducati Monster came first or the Buell came first, but this is definitely has that stripped down Street Fighter look. And this one's been taken to the next level. Love the silver paint with a silver frame and polished aluminum wheels. We spent about an hour in the detail shop on it. Normally I would do, if it was my bike, I'd polish those wheels like chrome, which is about 4 hours each, and I'd do the engine cases. You'd easily drop another 10 to 20 hours in detail to polish all aluminum like chrome. But that's the beauty of these aluminum finishes. They can be polished like chrome. Came from the factory with 101 horsepower, which is really a lot of power for short wheelbase light bike like this. It'll wheelie on command. Before I bought my first Buell, which was a Thunderbolt, I had a Ducati 900 super light, actually, the one with a yellow one with and I had a red one too, an SS, but I had a yellow one with the white number plates on the back, and I had a stage 3 kit on it. The thing made some incredible engine noises. But I got on the Buell and I instantly felt at home. I was amazed at the power they got out of the Sportster and how easily it would ride wheelies and go onto an on-ramp bang a wheelie in first, second, third, fourth, all the way out onto the highway, 80 miles an hour with the rear wheel. And they just performed awesome. They handled great. Just a spectacular machine that was ahead of its time, in my opinion. So, yeah, Harley purchased Buell and kept the Buell name. I think that's one of the reasons they didn't sell them quite as well back then. If they had painted it black and put a Harley logo on it, all the kids would have wanted it. But a lot of the shops didn't really know how to market these bikes. So 1998 was another pivotal year for Buell. He had sold over 20,000 of these bikes, and that's when he sold 49% of the company to Harley Davidson. So Harley Davidson owned the half of the company. Eventually, they bought Eric out and owned all of it. But back to this bike here. They've been sitting for a while, so we had to go right through it. Let me grab the work order so I don't forget anything. First thing is it had a dead battery, so we put a new Yuasa battery with a 10 lead so you can keep it plugged in. Heated it up, got it running good. Drained the engine oil, replaced the oil filter, and filled it back up with Bellray 2050 mineral oil. The rear wheel was removed. The swing arm was removed, and you have to drop the rear engine. It's a pretty big job to replace the drive belt. So you have to drop down the rear the engine motor mounts to get the drive belt off. While we had it off, we mounted and balanced a set of Metzler tires, flushed the front and rear brake system with DOT4 brake fluid. If you look, you'll see there's a new brake and stainless brake line on the rear brake too. So went through everything on it. We also removed the front wheel and the forks. Rebuilt the forks with new seals and new fork oil, and installed the new front tire. The headlight gears, if you look at those were sandblasted and painted because it didn't have a fairing when it came to us. The fairing, we just installed that this morning actually. So this is a carbon fiber fairing that Jim had sent us. The carburetor was removed. The bike ran like shit because the jets were clogged, so I removed and rebuilt the carburetor, replaced the intake gaskets in the fuel line, flushed the tank out, filled it with VP ethanol-free fuel, inspected and cleaned the air filter that was like new. The exhaust gaskets were leaking, so I replaced the exhaust gaskets. The turn signals weren't working, so we diagnosed those, rewired the rear turn signals, restored full function of the turn signal system. Went through a final system test. The charging output's confirmed at 14 volts. Test rode it, adjusted the idle, and then I went down to detail shop where we gave it a full, not a full. Basically, we steam cleaned it, hand washed it, and gave it a quick wipe down. It's an hour in the detail shop. Like I said, if this is my bike, it probably put 20, 30 hours in it, but all the aluminum would be polished like chrome. So I got issues, I guess, but because I can, right? So what else did we do to it? So that pretty much sums up what we did in the bike. As far as it came to us with this carbon fiber front fender, we just installed this carbon fiber fairing today. It's got a billet aluminum, like a design on it, lightning bolt design on the master cylinder. It's got these cool gold anodized brake and clutch lever. It's got the bar end, mirrors, full carbon fiber intake on this, which is really nice. The pegs are also anodized gold. It has a custom carbon fiber rear tail piece here, shock guard, not shock guard, but fender, inner fender. And the upper fender has been modified with a tail tidy kit on it with the shorter turn signal lenses. It's got a brand new belt on it. So, and coming around this side here, you see it's got the carbon fiber clutch cover. This is all original billet stuff from Buell, and it has a full stainless steel and carbon fiber Vance & Hines exhaust on it. So, really cool piece. Like I said, they're going up in value. You can find these on Craigslist for $3 to $5 grand that are going to need everything we did to this, car, tires, brakes, forks, go through everything on it, get it dialed in. But once they're done, they're an awful lot of fun to ride. Then there's a huge aftermarket for sports parts. You can make these as crazy fast as you want. Big bore kits, whatever you want to do, but they don't really need any more power than Hurry has. They're a lot of fun to ride. Anyways, enjoyed working on Jim's bike and getting it dialed back in and bringing it back to where it is today. And I'm excited what the future brings with Buell, with Bill Melvin at the helm. They're making some serious progress over there. So far, they've designed the Super Cruiser, the Super Touring bike. They've got the flat track model, They've got the hill climber. So it's going to be really 26 is going to be an awesome year. I can't wait to roll into Daytona next year with my new Supercruiser. Pretty excited. Junior's pretty pumped too. So I've been a Buell client since Buell first came out, when they first started selling them at the Harley dealer. I bought so many Buells there that Harry called me and said I was his #1 client. And the client, when he closed the Buell dealership, he gave me the signs. They're hanging in the museum downstairs, the big dealership signs. But yeah, so I've been a not only a client, but now I'm a dealer for Buell, and really a product I've loved since they first came out. The whole concept of an American sport bike, it's awesome. And these are a lot of fun to ride if you get a chance to. Thanks for watching. God bless America. God bless Buell.